Hi, my name is Leah Valdez. I'm going to be discussing um, the risk behaviors such as smoking, physical activity, alcohol consumption, and obesity and overweight. And I'm going to be talking about how our state compares to all the other states and with the nation as a whole. So, what is the BRFSS? The BRFSS is a behavioral risk factor surveillance system. They are the nation's premier system of health related phone surveys that collects state data about U.S. residents involving health related risk behavior, chronic health conditions, and use of preventive services. The BRFSS currently collects data in all 50 states along with the District of Columbia and 3 U.S. territories. They also complete more than 400,000 adult interviews every year. The BRFSS is the largest health survey system in the world. On the CDC website, you will find different tabs to click on that will give you data. And the first tab is going to be the prevalence and trends data. On the prevalence and trends data, you will be able to explore data by the location of the topic. There will be charts, graphs, and maps involved, and there will be crude prevalence or also age-adjusted prevalence. So the first topic I'm going to discuss is going to be the alcohol consumption, and these are going to be adults who have had at least one drink of alcohol within the past 30 days. So with all states, DC, and territories, there was 53.8% who do consume alcohol consumptions or have had at least one drink within the past 30 days, and there was 64.2% that didn't. And in Ohio, it was 51.3% that said yes and 48.7% said no, which means that Ohio is just a little bit under the average amount of people who consume one drink of alcohol each day. The next topic that we will be discussing is the topic use, and this is going to be currently. So we're going to be talking about the adults who are current smokers, and with all states, DC, and territories, there were 16% tobacco users, and there were 84% that weren't users. And then just for Ohio, there was 20.8% users and 79.2% users, which means that Ohio has a above average rate of the amount of tobacco users and smokers, and it's shown here on the map which states are like more have more tobacco users and which states have least. So now I'm going to be talking about the physical activity that happens throughout the states, and adults, we're going to be talking about adults with 30 plus minutes of moderate physical activity 5 or more days per week, or the vigorous physical activity for 20 plus minutes 3 or more days per week. So with all states, DCs, and territories, there was 50.6% who do physical activity, and there are 49.4% that don't do this physical activity. And in Ohio alone, there was 48.5% that do activity, and there were 51.5% that don't do physical activity. So this means that Ohio is just a little bit under average, which is not so bad because it's only about 2%, which is under the average. And it's also shown here which states have more physical activity and which have less. So lastly, it's going to be the overweight and obesity, and this is going to go by their BMIs. So their weight classification by BMIs, so the all states, DC, and territories, the obese rate was 32.4%, overweight 34.6%, normal weight 30.5%, and underweight only 1.8%. And for Ohio, it was 34.8%, and overweight 34.5%, normal weight 29%, underweight was 1.7%. So if we look at the classifications for BMI range, if you were obese, you'd be between the 30 and 99.8% range, and then overweight range would be 25 to 29.9, normal weight would be 18.5 to 24.9, and underweight would be 12.0 to 18.4. So to talk about how we can make a positive impact and make differences and try to change these numbers, so first for tobacco use, I would try nicotine replacement therapy, avoid the triggers, get physical, and also get support. But for the US and all around to make the change, I think they should probably increase the prices of these things, which make it harder for people to get, and it would decrease our percentage by a little bit. And for alcohol consumption, I would say to increase the alcohol taxes, limit the amount of alcohol days of sale, limit the amount of hours of sale, enhance and enforce more laws, do detoxes. Personal, you would want to do detoxes, get some treatment, have some aftercare, and also just have a bunch of support in your corner. For physical activity, I'd recommend a fitness plan, alternate exercising days, have cool downs, be hydrated, always stretch, have the right equipment and techniques, and also just, if needed, have a trainer or coach there to make sure you're doing the proper techniques. For the overweight and obesity percentages to maybe help them would probably be to have state and local programs, have community efforts. Just not, they don't want to be getting helped alone. Like, you want someone to be in your corner. You want to have a better healthy living style, address your problem and see a doctor. Like, know that there is a problem and you need to seek help, because if not, then nothing's going to change.